Hello to everyone watching right now. Um, Only my second stream, so go easy on me. Welcome to the stream, and I guess I can wait a couple more minutes, maybe. By the way, shout out to what's it called? Stream Beats. They provide royalty-free music, copyright-free music for use in Twitch streams and YouTube videos. And it's really good playlist. I've been using it for my normal work as well. I hope you all can hear me, but I see on Streamlabs that you can. So should be able to hear me. All right. Welcome to the stream. If you don't know anything about this stream, this is only the second stream, and I've been coding an Android TV launcher because I have my issues with the Google TV launcher. And not saying I can do better, but it'll at least be more tailored to what I want, and I feel like a lot of users do want this. They want the ability to be able to disable certain things, show what they want to see, and so on. So I'm just giving it a shot, and I'm doing it in Compose because, well, I know that Compose isn't ready for Android TV yet, but it'd be great to see how it evolves and how it begins supporting all the things that are needed for D-pad navigation, for example. So it'll be great to see that progress. And yeah, it's not even a progress in the app, it's just progress in the Compose library that will come from other people. But hey, we'll be here to appreciate it when it does arrive. Other than that, today, let's see what we have today. Today we are going to do two things. One is that in the Google TV launcher, on the top right corner, you see what is basically like a user profile image, and it leads to the notification panel, which is different from your mobile or even tablet view. So we're gonna try to do that. It shouldn't be that difficult. Right before the stream, I did figure out how to open the notification panel. It's not clean. You have to use a hidden method in the status bar manager or status bar service, but it works, and it does the exact same thing that the Google TV launcher does. So unless any of you suggest something better, I'm going to implement that. And the second thing is item detail screen. So we have the recommendations and the apps too, but obviously apps don't have item detail. Apps have app detail, which is different. But we have the recommendations, and while most of them actually go to a video, many of them might not. Say, for example, like Google TV launcher doesn't put you straight in the app. It actually takes you somewhere where it can show you the detail before you go in. It doesn't apply so much for YouTube recommendations, but it definitely applies to something, say, like Plex or Apple TV or Prime Video. Like, recommendations from there will definitely have more information, and plus it'd be better if the launcher shows something before you decide to actually watch it. We'll see how it it works because the Google TV launcher has a lot more detail, and that's not available to us. Stuff like if you like this movie, then you might like these. Stuff like that obviously isn't there yet in this launcher. I'll have to figure out how to do that. But description, movie or TV show, ranking maybe, but maybe later. Saving for a watch list might be very useful because I can put things on my watch list in Google Play Launcher, but I actually don't know where the watch list section is. Oh, it's in the library. Okay, so we're gonna build something like that then. I've never actually used the library section. Other than that, there'd be multiple ways to watch something. There might be multiple ways to watch something. We haven't really gone that far, but item details is definitely needed. To do that, we might also need to do navigation. So that's the other thing. We'll see how far we go. We might get there, but we might not today. And if we don't get there today, then we'll just do it next week. Okay, so user profile, button, and item details. Alrighty. There is also one more thing, but maybe we'll do it later. But let me show you. Let me show you what I mean when I am looking for things to do today. Let's my screen. Over here, you see this. This is Todoist, just showing me what I've planned in the app so far. So there's enabling and disabling channels from settings. So the preference works, but it doesn't get reflected in the main app. Just so I can show you what I mean by channels, if you haven't watched last week's, these channels. So recommended, trending, YouTube music, free movies from YouTube. These are all called channels in the API. So that's what we call them right now. When there's more, this is just from YouTube. So when there's more apps other than YouTube, we might want to disable some of those. So we're gonna try to see, because I actually would disable the YouTube recommendations if I had anything else right now, but I don't, so I won't. All right, so let's start with this today. Let's build the app, run it, and see what we have. Okay, so we have this recommended channel. We have the settings screen with the channels selected, and we have your apps, which is, well, for the emulator, I've repeated the items multiple times, but on a real device, that won't be the case because there'll be more apps, and you'll be able to scroll. So that's how it works right now. There's some bugs that we are not fixing today. So if they annoy you, I'm sorry, but that's just because I don't want to put extra effort in working around some of Compose's limitations currently on the TV. For example, D-pad navigation. I keep coming to D-pad navigation because that's the one that I've seen most prominently. But see, if you go further to the right, well, look what happens. And even if you like go down further, weird things start happening here. So let's forgo that. Let's forgive the framework for this. I am using the Android Studio theme. I think it's a custom. It's a slight modification of Obsidian. let's see. Yeah, it's a slight modification of Obsidian Redux. Actually, might not be custom. Just might be Obsidian Redux. So you can try that. Okay. So first things first, let's create a new icon over here and show the user profile image somehow. I don't know, but I do remember that there was a way. And then open the notification panel from there. And hi, João. Nice to see you here. Thank you for watching this, or thank you for starting to watch this. Okay. So let's figure out what API we need for this guy. User profile, Android. Ah, there it is. User manager. So that's the API we're gonna try to use. And let's see what happens. Okay, so there's top app bar that has actions, and actions start with, oh, this isn't a row scope, so we can simply put another icon button, and it should just add that button right next to the other one. Let's run this. Let's see what happens. Oops. How do I? Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's our second icon over there. I wish I could do like always on top with this, but this is Microsoft Remote Desktop. Yeah, I can't really do that. Okay, and now we're going to get the user image. So the way I've been doing this so far in this app is that I have repository, I'm using the repository pattern, and in each repository there's some information that I'm getting. So I'm gonna start from here and create a user repository, or let's do user info repository. And over here, let's see, we have context. Yeah, we're definitely, well, I think we are going to need context to get the user manager. Let's see. Users are different from accounts. Oh yeah, the account manager is a completely separate API. To show you what I'm looking at over here, trying to actually scroll past constants. Okay, so we have user count, user restrictions. I think there's a current user. Nope. Something. The user profile. If we get user profiles, the user handles here. And nope, none of the user handles are useful to us. Oh, okay. Given whether the given user is actually running. Okay, actively running. So that's one thing. But even if we get the user handle, what's in it? That's it. Like, it's just a bare bones parcelable, and I don't really see how we can get that. Let's try something. Get current user profile. Let's see. Firebase. So I'm getting search results, but they're about Firebase. And this is not about Firebase. This is just current Android. Or could have sworn there was a way. If there isn't, what we're going to do is we're going to just show some sort of icon and then open the notifications from there. It's not ideal to me because I thought there'd be something better, but not seeing that. Let's Google a little bit more here. User manager, get Android. Let's see. Nope. Android get current user. Yeah, let's search. Oops. Let's search that. Oh, activity manager get current user. Interesting. That might be what I'm looking for. Let's see, activity manager. Wow, there is no current user. What happened? Where did it go? That. Okay. Well, it's not there anymore. Let's search. Okay. Ooh, the user were given UID. No, that's not going to do it. Okay, so this person, or this example, wherever this is, it says, oh, this might be something in the source. Yes, that's the, hey Matt, how are you? Yes, that is basically the next thing that I'm going to do. Sometimes I just get disappointed when it's a hidden method and I can't really do anything about it. But recently I've been using a lot of cs.android.com. Okay, looks like it's there. Looks like we just need these permissions. Okay, that's weird that activity manager over here just didn't show these functions. Okay, before we look at these permissions, let's see if it's accessible from here. Where were we? Over here. Activity manager. So let's just do, for now, this hopefully will be a flow eventually, but let's see. Okay, it is public static, but it's not accessible. Interesting. And which service is this? This is activity manager service. So maybe that would help. Okay, let's try that. Okay, let's get application or context in here. Always have to involve context. You want to do anything. Get system service. That is activity manager, I believe. Yep. Okay, let's do that. And oh, maybe it's what made me start to do this project. Basically a dislike of all the, where is it? There it is. Dislike of all the recommendations that are not relevant to me, and the inability to disable them. So this is obviously an emulator, but even on my Google TV, I keep seeing these irrelevant suggestions. And even if you go down all the way, Okay, maybe not here. It's in the For You section. If you go down all the way, then there's a Manage Services button. You're supposed to be able to disable things. Like, I don't have a Disney Plus account. I don't need Disney Plus recommendations. Well, these are disabled and it still shows all of the, all the recommendations from it. So see, there's recommended videos, and this is exactly what my app is showing right now. Bad ads, exactly. So all I really want is recommendations from the apps that are installed, and there is a way to do it. There's a channel API and there's a library provided by Google. The library was mostly for sending the recommendations so the launcher can show it, but it was just using a content provider. And so I was able to access all the channels by getting a public permission and just implementing a little bit of the content provider, but get channels part of the code. So like this is what it looks like right now with all the channels. And we're adding a user image button over here so it can open the notifications panel, just like the Google TV launcher. Essentially making a clone of the Google TV launcher, but maybe better, maybe worse. Okay, so current user ID doesn't really work. Even if we got actually we can get the user ID, but it's not going to get us the image. So here's what we're gonna do today then. Right now, let's put a button. Let's keep this. Nah, let's delete this class for now. Let's put a button that is not a settings cog and show the notifications panel, because I know that showing the notifications panel is possible. I don't know anymore if getting the user's image is possible. So let's do that part. Okay, so we go back to home scaffold. Let's add a new icon, or actually let's see if there's an icon here. Oh, notifications. What does that look like? We'll have to find that out. We'll have to. I wish they showed a preview here, but since they don't, we'll have to see here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this icon works. Filled should work. The other icon is also filled, so yeah. That works. And over here, we'll just content description would be notifications. All right. And over here, we're going to open the notifications panel. Now, for notifications panel, right before this stream, I saw a way that was using a private function in notification service. So I'm going to use that function because that's the quickest way. And if there's a better way, please share with me. But I did not see one. So I'm going to actually Google that Stack Overflow page again because I lost it. Expand status bar. Oh, it's literally called expand. It's just hidden. Okay, so we're going to add a new permission, which we already did off stream. So good, right? It's called expand status bar. It is a public permission, so anyone can get it. And then we're going to create a status bar extension function. That would probably be the easiest, most straightforward way. And the status bar manager, we'll call it expand. And to credit the Stack Overflow answer, we will leave a comment here. Cool. Okie doke. And second thing is this. Paste that, and then we'll fix all the things that are not good with it. Like this. Okay. Yeah, just remove that. Remove that. And this way, here are the imports. Okay, yeah, it's complaining because naming is slightly off. There we go. That should work. Something similar worked in my earlier testing, but we'll see. We'll see. And secondly, we need status bar manager. Now, what is the best practice for getting a system service here? Because I am going to do that. By the way, okay. I don't think status bar managers is exposed for us to use, so we're gonna have to define a constant here and then use that. Ooh, can we? I mean, I should know these things by now, but can we do this? I think we can. Oh, we shouldn't do it like that. What's wrong? There's no backing field. But it was working like 5 seconds ago. Oh, it wasn't. Thought we could. Nope, that doesn't work either. Let me Google that. Something so simple. Extension. Oh, because it's... Is it because it's static? That's why? Can't add static stuff. Static extension stuff. So... Okay, let's just do this then. How's the volume? Is everything okay? Because I had a hard time understanding which volume. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Matt. What's... Oh, okay. Okay, give me a second. There was something... Oh man, there was something else that I did. Offset to the left. Oh, it is. That's weird. Let me check my Streamlabs. Oh, yep, that makes sense. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Actually, I'm gonna zoom in just a little. If that did work. Here we go. Okay, system service. There was something I did. Oh yeah. Nope. Oh yeah, service class. There we go. Status bar manager. That should get us status bar manager without the constant. And then over here, let's call expand. And let's run. Let's see if it works. I tested the audio today and did not test the video, so that makes sense. And it crashed. Okay. Why did it crash? Didn't happen the other time. No such method. Okay, so this is what happens when you paste from Stack Overflow without knowing, or without them knowing what's going on, without reading correctly. Or maybe it's an older version. But let's see. And notification panel programmatically. All right, this is the answer that I opened that worked. This one. Oh, okay. It's called Expand Notifications Panel in newer versions of Android. So it's that, and this is correct. Then it should work. There we go. There's our notification panel. Looks almost exactly the same as the one that gets invoked from the Google TV launcher. Yep. Cool. Awesome. So that's done. Let's commit that. There are some unrelated commits here. Okay, let's commit that. Commit that too. Yep. Sure, let's commit that because it won't compile without it. Actually, let me undo that, and sorry, I'm gonna do a little bit of housekeeping here because this was supposed to have the accompanist library in there. Okay, and then what we did right now, and some of the other git ignore stuff that I did earlier. Open status bar using the notifications button, I guess. I will open source this. I just need to clear a pattern that I'm using with my manager at Doist, because we use a pattern. We use this pattern in our apps. I just want to make sure that he's okay with me putting up an app that also uses the same pattern. It's not proprietary or anything, but it's just a thing that I want to clear up with him. And if it isn't, then I'll just switch how I use it. It's called a locator pattern. I mean, it is service locator, but it's like a little bit cleverish, using delegates and stuff. So we use it a lot in Todoist and the Twist apps. Okay, now that's done. Let's do the item details screen. And we'll see if we need to put in the navigation library for this one, because I don't think we could do it without it, but it wouldn't be a complete implementation. All right, so we have the item details screen. It's not so okay. How does it work in the Google TV app? So you have this and you click it. Okay, it's a whole other screen. We don't need the scaffold. We don't need really anything from the other screen. Okay, we'll just create a new screen then. And when you scroll it, it scrolls down. Okay, it's basically a lazy column then. Or a column even, scrollable column. Yeah, we'll do scrollable column for now because lazy column scrolling is broken with D-pad navigation. So once it's fixed, we'll switch to lazy column. It's not going to be that difficult to do that after. The other thing is that what information do we even have over here? We have the preview channels and then preview programs. Okay, so each preview program has package name, intent URI to open it, at least for Spotify. Okay, it has poster art. That's very useful. It has a short description. Thanks, Spotify. And title. That should be, I feel like that should be part of the title called recommended for you should be part of the preview channel. So each channel contains preview programs. That's how it goes. I used to have this one giant file. Oh yeah, there it is. It's in here, program map. So let's open that and see what's going on. Okay. So this file is like recommendations from my actual TV when I ran this app on that. Okay. So let's see for YouTube, because that's the one we're going to be using. So we have intent URI, poster art, short description. Short description is that's not the title. Okay. All right. Well, the title is even longer. Oh my goodness. Look at this title. Longer than the short description. Same with this guy. Holy. Okay. Looks like the short description is used for what, the author? Yeah, that's the author. Oh, okay. Might be a YouTube specific thing. And then over here, this is the other YouTube channel called Free Movies from YouTube. Okay, and over here, so this is what a more movie like title would look like. A short description actually is a description, although truncated. That must be IntelliJ that's truncating it, not the API, hopefully. And then there's genre, genre, title. Okay, that is something we can deal with. Okay, let's do that. So let's create an item detail screen that shows poster art in the background at the top. Somewhere around there's an overlap, and that shows the title, and it shows the description, and it has a button to watch the title or watch whatever. Yeah, let's start from there, and then we can incorporate release date and I don't know what else, other things. Yep. So we are an IntelliJ. Okie doke. We have a column over here, and for the column we have media title. Ooh, and we're gonna provide it with a program or preview program. I've been using the same data classes. I've been using the same data classes as. Oh, thank you, Evil Abed Nadir. Yeah, I've been using the same classes that are provided by the Android TV provider library. So far it's worked. It will probably not work eventually when I am adding more information to each program or whatever else. But so far it's worked pretty well. So we're gonna do media header image, create that. Okay, so it also needs something. Program poster arc URI. Let's do that. Ooh. Okay, maybe we also need the title so we can provide it in content description. Although, yeah, maybe not. So since we are already going to have the title string, it doesn't make sense to say something like poster art for title. At least not to me, but hey, if that's not a good practice for accessibility, then let me know and I will fix it. And I also learned something. At Doist, we just do this. We prefix every content description with the word constant description. Content description. So just gonna do that. I don't find any problem with that. Okay, for image, I do believe that I am using some library for the other images that are present in channel list, channel screen. Let's see. Oh yeah, remember image painter comes from Foil. That's right. So we're going to use that. Oh, okay, my bad. Here we go. Take content description out. Put it there. Oh, did you notice this? In the pasted thing, there's 2 4s, which means probably in the source material, there's 2 4s. Let's remove one. Okay, poster art URI over here. Content scale, I don't think we need that for this one. Although fill max size seems a bit weird. It won't scroll away, will it? Oh well, we'll see. Okay, now here's the thing. We don't have navigation in the app. How are we going to navigate away and pass it a preview program? Okay, let's hack around a little and just get one program from the channels repository. Next stream, we'll implement navigation, and then we'll have the actual transition from channel screen to item details screen. What happened? Oh, okay. So this is the thing that we use at Doist. We just have a locator view model function that provides all the dependencies that are present here. Actually, at Doist, it just provides a service locator instance, but I modified it to provide all the dependencies by finding out the constructor and then figuring out the dependencies from the locator, service locator, and then providing it in the constructor. Okay, but that's what we're gonna copy over. Okay, at this point, we'll rename this to content. This is a thing that I've been doing with compose code. I'll have like a details, oh sorry, a screen suffix for something that maybe you're using for navigation and providing data from outside, but then a content composable is going to be the one that gets created once you have the data, the piece of data. So obviously this preview program won't come from this part of the code in the future. It'll probably be something like, oh, not val, a program ID or something, you know, channel ID, program ID, or whatever. And this is the part of the code that will actually get the data. And this is the part of the code that you can preview. Obviously, if you could create a preview program object. I don't want to, I don't have data to provide to preview program constructor, so I'm not going to bother with that. But let's see how okay, observe as state, and then if program list size is not empty, we will create item details content with, right, this is a bit more involved. It's not even a program list, it's a program map. And it's the channel, each channel is mapped to its programs. We're just gonna pick whatever, the first one. So we'll just do program maps, values. What is it? How are we getting first one? Jeez. Okay. Like that. Nope, that's a list. Right. Okay. How about we get the first channel and get its programs? So program map. I see. No, then let's do this. And then get this one. Okay, that's gotta be a program. So let's just do that. And to show this, we have home scaffold being used in the TV app. By the way, this app is called Best TV Launcher because I couldn't think of a good name. That's what it's called right now. It's probably going to have a change of name at some point. Who knows? Maybe you all can decide the name of the app. It can be as hilarious as we want. We can have a shout out to any of the other Twitch streamers, and I don't know, in some inside joke way. I think that would be nice if they won't mind it. But we'll see. Okay, I'm just gonna quit some of my apps while this is compiling. I gotta say, oh, it crashed. I was going to say, I gotta say M1 Macs are really fast. Probably crashed because of this. We should have done this. But let's see, while it's compiling, let's see what caused the crash. Yeah, empty list doesn't contain element. Makes total sense. Oh, okay, look at that. Poster. Not the way we wanted it, but it's there. Okay, content scale. Why didn't I remove this? Should remove this. See what happens. Nope. Let's do fill max size. Oh, I know why. Okay, so here's a weird thing with YouTube thumbnails. You see these black bars up here and at the bottom? Those are part of the thumbnail. It's super weird and annoys me. Weird enough, why didn't fill max width work? Is it because the column's width is not as wide as it should be? Maybe there should be a fill max size modifier here. Nope, that did not work either. Let's see if Layout Inspector does anything with Compose. I think it's supposed to work, but let's see. Sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it just doesn't show things. Nope, that's not gonna work. Which means we are going to do the other way of finding out where the borders are. We're going to put a border. Okay, let's do that. 3DP should be fine. Don't need more than that for borders. And color is, let's do red. Yeah, the column is big enough. Column is doing its job. And down here, okay, so it's just a matter of aspect ratio. In which case, that's okay. Although, let's see what Google does. Hopefully Disney does not dislike this display of poster art. Okay, so they have this big background image and they just fade it out. We can totally do that. We'll just have black borders, but that's only for YouTube, so it's not even that big of a problem. Okay, so we'll do fill max size. And that'll be the media header image. Clear all our imports. Looks so bad in comparison to Google, but that's okay, that's okay. And we're gonna make this scrollable at this point, although I do need to see which one it is that I should be using. We'll see. When we add more stuff, we'll see if that's the one we need. Okay. Title and other things. Is it like content detail? Nope. Title, and then stuff, and then description. Okay, so the stuff part is not happening right now. So we'll do title and description. And I think those aren't nested, so just gonna keep them out here. Okay, so we have program title, and we'll have a style to this. That would be, oh, wrong material theme. This one, let's do this one. Okay. I've been trying to use material 3 more, just so I'm familiar with the typography language here. It's slightly different. There's no H6, H1, H2. All large, medium, small. Large, medium, small. It's hard to understand how it maps to material 2, but I think they provided a nice table to understand it. Okay, we have description. don't know, body medium. See what that looks like. Oh, what happened? Whoa. Don't know if you can tell, but the title's here. And where's my image? The vertical scroll affecting it? Oh man. What happened? What happened? Okay. Maybe that wasn't the right modifier. Maybe it's called scrollable. Oh no. I know there's one that's correct and one that's not correct. And I thought the scrollable one is the one that's not correct. It does something other than make things scrollable. Okay. Yeah, oh, this one is the one that requires more work. Okay, let me check. Another screen that I made that had this scrollable functionality with column, because lazy column, I mean, it was the right choice for that one, but it was a limited number of items. So, oh no, it is called vertical scroll. That's this one. Okay, let's see what else could be wrong. So we have the vertical scroll modifier. What if we do this? What if we switch up the... Nope, that doesn't work either. The order. Somehow it's not behaving like a column. Or a scrollable column. It's definitely behaving like a column. It has the leaderboard 2 years ago in the description. A bit disturbing that we don't control that 2 years ago part. And we just trust that YouTube is providing it correctly. What could be wrong? Could be wrong here. Is maybe fill max size doesn't work with vertical scroll. I could read the documentation and try to understand what's going on. Modify the element to allow to scroll vertically when the height of the content is bigger than max constraints allow. Okay, so maybe fill max size wouldn't have worked. Oh boy. Okay, let's remove this. See what happens. Nope, still nothing. Move these. See what happens. Maybe the image will come back. Okay, so image still needs this part. Nope. Okay, so definitely need this. To be able to show the column. Well, that's still not working. Huh. Okay. Let me check something. Okay, so we have fill max size, padding, vertical scroll, text, other things. Okay. I'm just looking at another screen I made in Todoist that had a column like this. In this case, since it's not working, I'm thinking, okay, lazy column might not be a bad idea. But what I'm also thinking is, even if there were a lazy column here, right? Ooh. What if this is a box? Okay. If this were if all these things were put in a box, and then the box was wrapped in a column, a scrollable column, lazy or not, that would... Oops, it's really not... Okay, that would maybe work. Oh, also, notice how whenever you scroll, the row you're on gets more highlighted, or gets highlighted, and the rows that you're not on get dim. That's a pattern I really like. We don't do that on mobile much, but it's because there's no focus when you're scrolling. But on TV, it's very interesting how that gets used. Okay, let's put it all in a box. Oh, what happened? Sometimes I press shortcuts that I don't know what I just pressed, and they do things. Sometimes those things are very useful. I don't know what I did to cause them. And other times, those things are not useful at all. And I still don't know what I did to cause them. Okay, this is still not gonna work. Nope. There's something going on with this image that I don't understand. Let's put a border back. Let's see where this image really is. I mean, obviously it's not there. Yeah, see, that's like, it's not even there. What is going on? I don't understand. Okay, let's remove this vertical scroll. Oops. Let's remove this vertical scroll and continue with the work and figure it out later. Yeah, this vertical scroll is doing something that I don't understand today. Usually, okay, let's see. Scroll state enabled. Yeah, I think it has to do with the fact that fill max size is basically not important anymore because you assigned a vertical scroll to it, and now there's no max height anymore. That would be my guess. Actually, let's fix this. Screw it. Oops. See, now I press a shortcut to show the dock all the time. I don't know what shortcut that was. There we go. Hidden now. Okay, yeah, so let's not do that and instead do fill max width. And is there a weight? Oh, there is a weight modifier in box, isn't there? So let's pass that. Yep, there is. But why would we do that? No. All right, take care, Matt. Have a great weekend. Thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Yeah, this is that dinner time stream. Ha, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited about it too. For sure, I will. I will open source it probably on Monday or Tuesday. And then, you know, we can move from there for sure. Does anybody else also just report things when they occur like that? I don't know if it's useful or not, but I do it all the time. Just to mention again, since there's no text explaining this, the music for this stream is from a website called Stream Beats, and they have like music for every genre, and it's really great music. Like I actually like it, and I didn't have to do anything like curate my own playlist or anything like that. So very useful. Check them out. It's copyright free music for streams and YouTube, for Twitch streams and YouTube videos. So it's awesome. Okie doke. Fill max width, and let's require a height of 128 dp. This should theoretically work. Yes. Oh, it did. Worked terribly, but it did work. Okay. Should we should keep the box. And in the box, we will have that. And in that, we will reposition some things. So first things first. So fill max width. I don't know if it actually did anything this time, but we need to figure out the height over here. Height of the screen, maybe. Let's see if there's a local that would provide us something like that. Local density or local configuration. What does it contain? See over here. Configuration contains font scale, mobile country code, locale, color mode, screen layout. Oh, there we go. Screen height and screen width as well, maybe. Screen PP. Yeah, screen height and screen width. Okay, awesome. That's what we want, but I also just saw there's a compat screen height and screen width. What's the difference here? Okay. Okay. No difference, it seems. I mean, there must be some difference, but I don't think it matters what we use. So compat is the one that actually gets set. Okay, we're not looking through that. Okay, so we do have a way of getting the screen height. And so let's do that. Screen height here. And DP, that's perfect. Just use that. What happened? Oh, it's a float or int. Okay. But that's fine because that works. Okay, that should get us a big ass image. Boom, just like that. And we still have a scrollable column and a box inside that column. So that works. It works pretty well. And now for this column, we want to put it at the bottom of the screen, near the bottom of the screen. And I really feel like at this point, we might need to use constraint layout. Or box with constraints, at least. The box with constraints defines its own content according to the available space, la 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 la. Content alignment, propagate min constraints that should be passed to the content. But it also exposes this box with constraints scope. So box by itself has a box scope that contains, actually don't know what it contains. Okay, contains function match parent size, huh? Match the size of the box, but that's it. Okay. And then box with constraints has box with constraint scopes, which have max height, min width, max width, and all that. So no, that's not something we'll find useful either. But then there is a constraint layout in Compose somewhere. So let's find that. I know for a fact that it exists. Okay. So let me bring this tab over. All right. So there's constraint layout, compose artifact that we should be importing. And then see for this created refs. And then we use those refs to do something with the constraint. Okay. Oh, I see. The constraint as assigns the reference to the composable and then applies the constraints to it. And then later on, we're able to do the same with text and reference this one that's already laid out. Okay, that looks like something we want to do. So what I want to do actually is get the bottom, basically constrain the bottom of the column with the two texts to the bottom of the image. That's really what I want to do. So let's do that. Back here, somewhere here. And we will, I think, use compose version. See, it's intelligent enough to know that it's a Gradle property called compose version, but it's not intelligent enough to let me click it. Okay, 1.1.0 RC01. Let's see what out compose version is. The last one. Oh, 1.0. Awesome. 1.0. That's not what this suggests. That suggests beta 2. Okay. So we'll do that. Alpha versions. I really want to update to alpha version, but I don't want to break anything right now. Okie doke. And where's that example? There we go. Constraint layout, create refs, do things with refs. Got it. Header and what's it? Title details. Can't come up with a word right now, but that'll have to do. Okay, create refs there. And then we have to, then we should pass a modifier here. That modifier will have to go all the way, I'm guessing, to the image. Let's do that. And then let's use that modifier that we just did. That we just added. Okay. So over here, do constrain as header. And in this block, let me just put this all in a new line. Okay, and in this block, what are we doing? Parent top to parent top, bottom to parent bottom. Okay, I'm a bit skeptical about whether that will work or not, because our parent is a scrollable Actually, no, we just need to link the top to the top. And do we need to? Okay, in this example, they don't do anything for the horizontal constraints. Let's see if that will work later. But after we add the modifier, we'll figure out if we need horizontal constraint or not. Okay, so we have title details, and we're doing bottom to header bottom. Okay. Let's see if this works. I will change the title or the text color, although it should change by itself. We're using a dark mode theme. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. I mean, not perfect. We need to add padding, but it is exactly what we wanted to do. That's not bad at all. Okay, let's figure out what's going on with this color. Oh, right. For some reason, text color always unspecified. But then, okay, on the channel screen, we had the channel list and the channel row. Yeah, see, I always had to define the text color. But I thought that it would pick up content color for the background, but it doesn't do that. Oh, sorry, we're not in text. Content. Oh yeah, here it is. Take or else. And take or else, I am guessing, yeah, if it's specified, do that. If it's not specified, it does local content color. Okay, it does style color. Ah, that might be because of material 3 that this is happening. Because local text style. Oh, I see. Even text style contains a color in it. So, oh, that might be the problem. So over here we have text style and it doesn't define a color. The material 3 text styles don't define that color. And let's try a old material text style and see if that defines a color. Okay. Nope. Also doesn't define a color. Why is it looking for it? I guess it would make sense if we defined our text styles and then they had color. But local content color is black, so I don't think it's being modified in any meaningful place. That's why it is black. What we should do is maybe define it here somewhere. So like we did local card shape for our little channel and app cards. We can do it for text as well. But the reason the reason I'm hesitating is because I feel like maybe this is a thing that will be part of the Material 3 Compose library in the future, and so I don't need to worry so much about it. What I'm gonna do right now is just use a color from the color scheme. So on surface, I think should give us what we want. And then we'll add padding. Then we'll add the details. And that'll be it. Okay, so now we have white text. Ooh, right. Okay, let's add padding. And then we'll do two things. One is, how do we expand the width to cover the whole screen? Right now what it's doing is it's maintaining the aspect ratio. Actually, that might be very simple. So we just use content scale, and what do we do? Fill width. Maintaining aspect ratio. Okay, let's do that. It'll probably not change anything. Oh no, it did. Worked beautifully. Look at those pixelated graphics. Okay, that worked, and because of the width and the aspect ratio of this TV emulator, the black bars are gone. But if the aspect ratio were different, then they would still be there because they're part of the image. But now let's add padding. Let's add some sort of overlay that dims the poster art, just like over here. Right, there's this gradient overlay. You don't actually see the full color of this image, or maybe you can. Nope, you can't. But there's this nice gradient that's making everything readable. So we want that. So, okay, let's add padding. And padding over here, I want to take a shot in the dark and say it's 32 dp. Who knows? And from the bottom, let's do, oh no, let's do 48. Let's try that. From the bottom and from the sides. Okay. So over here, this is called margin, which is weird. Compose doesn't have margin. But wonder what's the difference between doing this. So it said we're gonna do 48, right? Wonder what's the difference between doing this. Okay, so that lifted up versus this. Let's see. Okay, both worked exactly the same. Maybe I should mute when I'm drinking water. Okay. Both did exactly the same thing. Which makes me think I should just use this because I like it more. And also because it gives me this. But actually, I also want to do like a horizontal only padding, so let me do that. Okay. Also, the font size is not as big as that, so I'm going to have to increase that. It's like the biggest headline large. Let's try that. I mean, it's big enough for this text because it's so damn long. But if it were shorter text, it wouldn't be big enough. But that's okay. That's okay for now. That will come in the polish stage of this app. We polish things according to, once we have, this is how I develop apps. There's two ways for me. Number one is don't do any coding, just do design. I used to do that for apps in the past, where I just have a design in Sketch or Figma, and I then start implementing it one by one, and every screen would be finished when it's polished to that level. But sometimes when I'm trying to figure out how to do certain things instead of how to build a UI, like for this one, I wanted to figure out how to get recommendations or channels from other apps. And also right now I'm wondering how we'll do navigation next. When I'm building an app like that, I don't want to slow down because I want to polish this one screen before we can even move on to the next. For me, in this app, it makes sense that we see something that works. Maybe it doesn't look very good, but it works, and then try to polish it. So that's why I want to do that this time. All right. So we have a big ass font. We have that. We need... What do we need? We need a bigger font for the 2 years ago thing. That's the description. Yeah, slightly bigger, not even that big. So we'll do headline small. Maybe? Nope, that's really big. Title medium. Or title large, maybe even. Nope, title medium works. Title medium's good. And the spacing, the padding over here, is that same? No, that's not the same at all. See, when I close this, you see... So that was where my mouse was. Yeah, it's way more. Okay, so we're gonna... What, do 64 then? Nope, not from there. 64 for horizontal. Put my mouse there. Close enough. Yep. Okay, and for the last thing of this stream, I think, because I think this is a lot of progress, unless we want to do navigation today, is put an overlay on this image so things are more readable, and maybe make the overlay also a gradient from black to some gray. Let's see, is there an overlay? No, there isn't. Draw behind, gradient, graphics layer. Does it draw in the background or the foreground? Apply effects to content such as scaling, rotation, opacity, shadow, and clipping. Okay. Okay, and we have a graphics layer scope in here. It has scale, alpha, translation, shadow elevation. Okay, shape, clip. And render effect. Ooh, we could blur this. Whoa. Is there a blur render effect? I want to do that. Okay, but wait, is this what API? Okay, API 31. Yeah, this is okay. Just for fun, I want to try this. I want to do blur render effect, see if that works. Okay, render effect. Nope, not this one. Okay, blur render. Nope, blur effect. Ooh, one sec. What is this? Create a blur effect that blurs the contents of the graphic layer scope it's on. Thank you for the follow, Bo13. I think that's what we want to do. What do you want? Radius of the blur. Okay, let's do 16. I don't know if that'll actually work. Radius X, radius Y. What's wrong? Float. Okay. There we go. Ooh, if this blurs it, it's gonna be awesome. It didn't blur it. It just removed it. Huh. Okay, let's do 1. Wonder if that was too much blur, although that shouldn't have done that. Okay. Edge treatment. Blur effect. An optional input render effect. Okay. Okay. Let's Google this. I want to figure this out. Okay, let's see blur effect first. And if that doesn't get us anything useful, we might look at some of the test code, because that usually has something neat that we can always incorporate. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Oh, there's a modifier. Okay, let's try this modifier. Let's see what this modifier is doing. Maybe it's simply using a graphics layer. Yep, it is using a graphics layer, and it's using blur effect. Whoa, it's exactly what we were doing. But it's doing radius to pixels. It has a tile mode. It's very similar to what we were doing. Okay, let's try this. See if this works better. Radius, let's do 4 dp. That's it. That's all we need. Nope. Maybe it doesn't work with image. If I do 0, will it work? If it doesn't work when I do 0. Oh, dang, it did work. So maybe blur effect doesn't work with image. Yep. That's what I'm seeing. Can we see if there's blur effect? Not updated when content changes. Question. Graphics memory usage, okay. So we have render effect, la 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 la. Oh, this is on a view. This is not composable, but this one. Oh, this one is also not related to compose. Yeah, this is also on a view. On an image. Okay. Load images with blurred thumbnail load effect. We can look at that, but the image is loaded. Why would you blur it? No, it looks like they have a different image for blur, and they're replacing it with another image. Okay. Feature that has been requested is implemented, and it only works on Android 12 and above. Okay. Okay, so let's see over here. Perfect, blah, blah, blah. I want the blur, +1, and then they added it. And it only works on Android 12. And Let me make sure API 31 is Android 12. If I am not wrong. Yep, API 31. Well, you won't see what I just did, but I've been using that. Interesting how the chat is not very readable. This one. I've been using, what do you call, these emulators, so I know which one is which. Which, like the Pixel 4 API 31 is Android 12. Like I just know that. Cool. Well, we don't have much information about this, but a gradient. There we go. Gradient over image in Jetpack Compose. Oh no. Oh. Yes, that does work. I mean, we don't have stacks anymore, but yes, that does work. And in 1.0, there's something super better, which is you just create a box, put a background, and put a gradient on that background. That works too. That works pretty well. You can apply the gradient to the image using draw with cache and on draw with content. Okay. Yeah, that's cleaner. That is cleaner. Let's try that. Draw with cache. Interesting. And it is somebody who is I've definitely read about somewhere. So okay. Trustworthy source. By the way, I just wanted to put this credit correctly over here. Or rather this credit. Because we had the older one, which wasn't the correct one. Okie doke. So gradient over image will probably be the last thing we do today. Remove the... Okay, so draw with cache. Oh, what's the difference between draw with cache and draw with content? Content that is persisted across draw calls. Okay. Interesting. Why do we need that then? Why don't we just do it with the content? Before or after the layout content, it also allows a modifier to adjust the layout's canvas. Ah. Okay. Oh, so it does it in on draw versus the draw cache. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Draw with cache does this. And I wonder if we should just extract this into a gradient modifier, or what should we do? Gradient modifier or overlay modifier? Let's do it. Overlay modifier. Create that. Not here. Okay, let's create that over here. And in this, just do this, or there's that. And then what will we do? We will do something like this. That there, or on draw with content. Yeah, let's do that. So on draw with content. Just that, and right. So we'll pass it a function And the function will do all the cool stuff, which kind of, honestly, kind of defeats the purpose. Let's see if it works. Forget about this. Let's see if this works first. Okay, remove overlay. We'll have to tweak this because this is a vertical gradient. We want a horizontal gradient. We'll have to do that too. Oh, it crashed. Womp, womp, womp. Yeah, I don't have those sound effects, so I'm just gonna make them with my voice. Where is the stack trace? Let's run this again. It didn't crash. Okay, never mind. I don't know what I did wrong over there, but here's our gradient. Makes things very readable, but I also want it to be horizontal instead of vertical. So let's see. Start Y. Instead, what we want is start X. And that'll be size, nope, that'll be 0, actually. Okay, right, because it's vertical gradient, obviously. Okay, so we're gonna have that, and then we're gonna have end X, which is going to be size width. And I think that list order needs to be reversed, but let's see what happens. Yep, needs to be reversed. Don't do that. Okay, I guess we don't need black then. We need something grayish. Yeah, it's like a light gray to lighter gray. Although, let's look at another one. I am seeing something that is slightly different from just gradient. There's some color in there, and that color is extract. Whoa, this is. Ah. Okay, it seems like there's a background color that's extracted from the image itself. Hard to see it. Nope, not here. Works pretty well in most cases, but like this one, some red in there that shouldn't be there, or I shouldn't say shouldn't, but that's not going to be there if the transition is just, or the gradient is just from black to gray or gray to black or something like that. I don't know. Okay, for now, what we're gonna do is, well, that's completely different. Is just do darker gray to lighter gray. Do dark gray, do light gray, call it gray enough. No, that's not, no. I mean, it's sort of readable, but it's not that readable. And maybe it's the blend mode that we could modify. Darken. Let's see how darkened it is. Oh, that's bad. That's the blend mode. That's not like something on top. Photoshop would be so useful at this point. See, the other thing I can do is just overlay and then color put opacity in the color. Not that overlay either. Oh wow. I think, nope. There's no add. Soft light. Let's try that. I don't even see a difference between that and no gradient. Okay. Let's stick with multiply then. Stick with what we know. And over here, we'll do Okay, how far is the dark gray? 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. I feel like we could do 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then gray. So let's do that. See what. Okay, so this gray is nice. I kind of like it on the right side over here. Actually, this is not bad. Yeah, this is readable. Let's try the 2, 2, 2, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Okie doke. Invalid color hex value. Why? It's perfectly valid. What are you talking about? Okay, that does work quite well, at least for this image. So I'm gonna create a color over here and use that. Gray 20 should be correct. I'm out here pretending that I know color names, but I don't. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That. Okay. Call it color 20 or gray 20. Okay. That works pretty well for me. I think that's good enough. Let's commit this code. We added constraint layout, which actually we used. We added item detail screen, which we should clear its imports. We fixed something in channel screen. We added a new color. Added this status bar thing. We added content description for it. Cool. Add initial item details screen. That works pretty well for me. Oop. Cool. I don't know why this is. Oh, okay. Good old rebase. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, you know what? Let's do a rebase. Proper rebase. Okay. Stash all this. And this is why I like fork, just FYI. It's so powerful. Like I can just squash from here. Change this. Jeez. It's the same. Oh no. Oops. Wrong one. Alright, there we go. Squash into parent. Over here. Let's delete all that. Rebase. And force push. Right? Looks correct to me. Yep, force push. Boom, done. All from GUI. Didn't have to touch the command line, didn't have to think about the commands. Actually just did what I wanted to do. That's the thing I love about fork, that I don't know if source tree does it now. I don't know if smart git does it now, but I really like it. Okay, over here though, we'll add a to-do. Actually get actual preview program. Get actual, I don't know, get preview program that from ID. That's really it. ID that should make it understandable for my future self. And I think that's it. We're good for this now. And next week we can add navigation. So on the topic of navigation, there's also topic of what is going on with the home screen. And I don't like it right now. So we have these, and we have the switching part. So you press right arrow, it switches. But it doesn't. Oh, by the way, I should add a gradient to the chat. That would make it very readable. But the problem is there's no transition. And I added a pager so there would be a transition. But when I actually use a pager to drag, this is what actually happens. I don't know if it's a pager bug or if it's an Android TV problem, but I don't want this. We definitely don't want that kind of UI. So what I'm gonna try is two things. One, drag is not, we can't disable drag anymore in pager. That is an option coming out in lazy list or lazy column or lazy row or lazy grid, where we would be able to disable drag. That's number one. But more importantly, maybe this can be done via navigation with animated nav host, enter and exit transitions, because the other thing that we need to do, or at least that I want to do, is when you press back from your apps, you go to channels. So channels needs to be the start destination. And then whenever you go somewhere, any other tabs, when you press back, you come back to channels. And the other thing is, maybe with animated nav host we'll have transitions, and I'll show you in Google TV launcher how that works. So you're over here, go to your apps, right? You press back, you go to For You. So when you're using this as a launcher, which by the way is not straightforward, you will be stuck when you press back and you will not go to channels or whatever that you're using, because we haven't coded anything for it. So that's the other thing. Let me add that to my to-do list, by the way. Item details is done. That's nice. Okay. So figure out, this is for next week. Figure out how to get user profile image from the OS. Implement navigation. Between channels and item details screen. Maybe it should be called program details screen. We'll see. And finally, implement animated navigation between channels and your app screen. That is it. That's it. That's all for next week then. And that's all for this week as well, coincidentally. Alrighty, let's switch. Well, thank you very much for watching today's stream. Thanks for joining. And yeah, I hope this was fun. It was informative, because that's what I'm trying to go for, informative. Just trying to share the process. Trying to also share the process of figuring out things. I don't want to figure out too many things before I start to stream, because I think that's the thing that I want to show, that when you don't know which API to call or to figure out stuff because you don't know the answer, you want to go to Stack Overflow or Google. How do I do it? Simple as that, like that's the whole point, to show how to figure stuff out. The end product is just the byproduct, and you know what, some of the solutions here might not be actually concrete. Like maybe in a future stream we'll figure out that, oh, that wasn't the right way to do it, but I'll show you why it isn't when we get there, or what I found, where I found it. That's really the goal of this stream. So thank you for joining. Have a great weekend. Take care. Have fun. See you next Saturday. All right. Bye.